Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV on another day in another transfer window where Spurs fans, including myself, are all starting to get a little bit what's going on? Why are we seeing the bigger clubs moving and we're not seeing Tottenham do anything other than tell and a 5 million youngster from Japan? I get it. I get it. The people, the natives are angry, should we say. I get it. I feel the same. The optimism that I had a few weeks ago has slowly but surely descended into, is anything changing? Are we doing anything different? Or has Daniel Levy pulled the wool over our eyes, sacking a manager, bringing in a coach, somebody who likes to work or has worked, should we say, on a budget? We'll get to that in a minute. We've got Matt Law. Matt Law's telling us there's a cash flow problem at Tottenham Hotspur. And some people can't seem to wrap their heads around it. Other people were saying, yeah, it makes sense. So we'll have a little look into that today. Is there a cash flow problem at Tottenham Hotspur? Are we rich? Sure, but are we cash rich? Apparently not. That might explain, if there's a cash flow problem, why we did the deal for Matisse Tell, because that money is coming off of what's already owed. So we never had it in the bank. We would have had it in future payments. So that way, it means you get a player in without actually shelling out up front. It just means the payments that would have come from Bayern Munich don't come because we've got the player instead. 5 million. But Takai could be the greatest signing of all time. Could be the greatest pound-for-pound signing of all time. I don't know. I'm not even bothered because it's 5 million. But again, it's the optics, and we're going to get into that in a minute as well. It's early doors. It is early doors in the window. It is the 26th of June. So obviously there's no need for panic. But I think what makes it worse is we're seeing Chelsea buying players, plural. We are seeing Manchester United buying players, plural. We are seeing Liverpool. They've got, 3 or 4 signings already under their belt. Man City have got 3 or 4 already under their belt. The only ones that haven't moved really so far, if we're going to be brutally honest, are the Spurs, Villas, Newcastle. So with that next level below the big clubs. And if you don't move, if you don't act, you're always going to be that level below the big clubs. So we'll have a little look at this as well this morning. But Arsenal, yesterday, Kepa, Norgard, already got Zubimendi through the door. Liverpool, people like Florian Wirtz, Frimpong, Kirkes. Chelsea have already got Delap, a couple of other players. I always forget their names, so please bear with me on that one. Man United, Cunha is through the door, and Buemo looks like it's very close. Reports this morning that Manchester United are now back in the race for Victor Gyökeres. Again, I don't know if that's true, but if it is, imagine that Arsenal's front three in one window would have gone from Garnacho, Højlund, and Xerxes to Cunha, Buemo, and Gyökeres. So, again, when you're saying Arsenal signings don't exactly scare anyone, everybody, this is copium. This is what Spurs fans do. Arsenal signings don't scare anyone. Zubimendi goes straight into our first team and is the best footballer at Tottenham Hotspur. What a good footballer Zubimendi is. Norgard would walk straight into the Tottenham midfield. This is what we do for copium. We do this every window. The bigger clubs buy better players than us, and we say their signings don't scare anyone. It's silly. It's nonsensical. Wake up. You've got to wake up. As TC Barton says, the waffling has to stop. We would take those players all day, every day. We would take those players all day, every day. And yet, our way of coping with how bad we work in the market is we look at the team that finished second every year and belittle their market. Oh, Arsenal don't scare anyone. They finished second 3 years in a row. But don't worry, their signings don't scare anyone, apparently, according to Adam. Of course. I know which signings I'd rather have with the two clubs that have done business so far this window. Anyway, it is what it is, right? Unfortunately, this is why for so many years, this is why it is the way it is. We've got fans that will back any signing we make. Any signing. Matty K, stop it. Stop it. I haven't got time for the silliness this morning. Arsenal are a much better football club than Tottenham at the moment. Let's be brutally honest about this. We can be grown up about it, but come on. Yeah, but the difference is when you're saying most Arsenal fans don't want Norgard, they're waiting for the big signing. But if you had said, right, Jorginho's going, who's a bit part player, and Norgard's coming in, I mean, how would no one take that? It's optics. As I said, it's optics. We can have the silliness from people like Matty K going, yeah, but who's won trophies more recently? So by Matty K's logic, Crystal Palace are better than Man City, right? That's how you shut down that argument from childish people immediately. We're not the champions of Europe. PSG are the champions of Europe. This is how we know it's silly. If we were going to go year by year, then Crystal Palace are bigger than Manchester City. It just doesn't make sense. Levy out, but I don't get it. People who don't understand football. Zubimendi's an excellent footballer. Zubimendi, again, this is an excellent footballer, Zubimendi, who's a different style of play to Thomas Partey. So it's not like for like replacements. I beg everybody, please go and enroll in a coaching course. Go and watch coaching videos. Go and watch how football clubs are structured, because the things that come out are just silly. Absolutely. Exactly. Experience for experience. Angus, I agree with you. Unfortunately, this is what our fans do to cope, Angus, the Spurs fans. We cope with how badly we do things by looking at better clubs and trying to belittle them. It is what it is. It is. It's basics. Listen, I don't think Norgard's not gone to Arsenal to be the main man. Of course he hasn't. Zubimendi has gone to Arsenal to be their main man. Zubimendi and Rice as a midfield too is absolutely brilliant, right? They've then got the rotation options of Mikel Merino, Havertz, Odegaard, Norgard. Now compare that to the players that we're playing. I just don't get it. Norgard's an excellent footballer. Norgard's an excellent footballer who walks into our 11 at 11 million euros. 11 million euros. And I said this last night on Sean's channel. The problem that we have in this fan base is we've forgotten what a good footballer looks like. We think everyone needs to be young or sensational. We've forgotten what a good player looks like. Somebody like a Scotty Parker, a good footballer, does his job week in, week out. And that's what we need. Reliability, availability. But every year we have fans like Adam, unfortunately, like Matty K. Every year we have these fans that all I ever hear is this player's not good enough for Spurs. This player's not good enough for Spurs. This player's not good enough for Spurs. Then when the season starts, oh, we didn't strengthen. Well, yeah, but you guys didn't want anyone. No one was good enough. No one last year. Oh, Livramento. Oh, Sanderberg. Oh, Conor Gallagher. Oh, we don't want anyone. We don't want anyone. Yeah, but Arsenal are in meltdown for a different reason. Arsenal are meltdown for a different reason. What football fans like you and most of the Arsenal fan base can't wrap their head around is Their main midfield signing this year isn't Norgard. Their main midfield signing is Zubamendi. That's the needle mover. It's Zubamendi. Arsenal, if Arsenal fans want to go and get a Zubamendi, want to go and get a Gyökeres, a Sesko, a Rodrigo, then you have to compromise somewhere else. You have to compromise somewhere else. I just think too many people don't understand it's a squad game. Too many people. Don't worry, this guy, don't worry, Angus, this guy is just the silliest person you'll ever meet. This is the guy that said John McGinn wouldn't get in the Spurs team. This is the guy that said that Angepostecoglou, it didn't matter if he lost every week. So don't worry about him, Angus. Spurs need Matty. So he's being childish and saying the scum glaze is crazy. Matty, go and watch another show, mate. You're being childish. I don't, mate. I'm a 42-year-old guy. We don't do silly things over here. The scum glaze. Come on. How childish are we going to be? It's not scum glazing. I would have taken Norgard at Spurs. It made sense in every sense of the words. In every sense of the word. Let me ask you a question. For all these people that are knocking these Arsenal signings, who should Arsenal have got in midfield? Who should Arsenal have got in midfield? They've gone out and bought Zubamendi, who's a quality player. Quality footballer, Zubamendi. I don't know what we're doing. Yeah, but that's not how life works. You ever thought that Partey might not want to be there? Has anyone thought that maybe Partey doesn't want to be there? Have you ever thought? Oh, Matty, I'm putting little Matty into a little timeout, by the way. Matty, you got to go away and cool down. Never seen anyone praise Arsenal so much. Matty, please stop. Please stop. You're annoying me now. I'll be honest. I'm WhatsApping you not right now. You're coming onto my show. We've talked about this before. And when we just say silly things, I don't have childish people in my chat. Never seen anyone glaze Arsenal before. What? Because I said I would have taken Norgard. It's madness. It's madness. James, that's the problem. This is absolutely the problem. Look out. By the way, this is the kid. This is the kid, by the way, that thinks Archie Gray should be in the Spurs 11. This is the kid that thinks Archie Gray starts above Norgard. So you've got a pinch of salt, right? You've got to have a pinch of salt. I don't think... One thing I was taught a long time ago is about squad building. Not every player can be a quality footballer. Not every player can be a quality world-class footballer. Look at Man City. Look at Man City. When Man City signed Nico Gonzalez, there were people going, rubbish signing. Okay. Oh, Turkey. Oh, ain't Nuri. Whatever happens, the bigger clubs who always finish above us, we put down their signings. I find it hilarious. Matt, unfortunately, you don't understand. They're not meant to be fearful of Norgard. I don't think you understand, do you? Matt, honestly, you know why everyone thinks you're a troll, mate, is because you come out with silly things. Who on earth thinks that Norgard's meant to be there fearful? Norgard's there because Liverpool and Arsenal are going to play, 55, 60 games this season? And you've got to have bodies. You've got to have people that are experienced. You've got to have those that come in and slot into the team. Well, Zubamendi absolutely moves the needle. Yes. Adam, this is what I don't get. I'd love these children to come. Have you noticed? It's always the people with no pictures. Have you noticed? Matt, Adam, you can always see a mile off. You do realise you need a squad. And if Arsenal are losing midfielders, you can't just replace them with world-class midfielders. It's crazy. I'm honestly, I lose the will to live with football fans sometimes when people can't understand. You've got to have a squad of 25 players. Not everyone you're going to bring in is going to set the world alight. But there are players that come in and they just do that job. They just do that job. Imagine if you're Arteta right now, and I'm guessing the midfield three will be Zubimendi, Rice, and Odegaard, right? And then you can swap out Odegaard for Mikel Merino. You could in the second half. You can swap out Zubimendi, who gets a knock, for Norgard. These are good footballers. But the problem is every football fan wants their squad to be 25 world-class footballers. It's like saying Man City and Pep Guardiola, why haven't they bought anyone as good as Rodri? How do you buy anyone as good as Rodri? They don't exist. These players don't exist. So where are Man City meant to go and get another world-class centre mid like Rodri? Where are they getting them from? You guys in the chat tell me. And this is it. PMZ Films. This is it. This is absolutely it. If Norgard signed for Spurs, all of these people would be saying something completely different. Absolutely, mate. We do this every season. Let's be fair. If Dominic Solanke had signed for Liverpool, everyone would, he's rubbish. Liverpool wasted their money. He signs for Spurs. Everybody's making videos about how this guy changes Spurs and revolutionises Spurs, and he's brilliant. Same with Eze. You watch with Eze. If Eze signs for another club, Villa, Newcastle, Liverpool, I don't know. We didn't want him anyway. He's not right for Spurs. We have a coping mechanism. And this, Daniel, our manager signed Norgard, turned him into a Premier League midfielder, and made him captain of Brentford. And yet, wouldn't want him. That's the perfect player I would want to play for Thomas Frank at Tottenham. I don't get. Andrew, he's not for me, for sure. He's not for me. I'm hoping that Frank can do better with him, but it is what it is, right? And do you know what, PMZ? I am craving a few of them at Tottenham. I'm craving a few of these solid workman-like signings, craving them. We seem to buy loads of kids or loads of players with histrionics like Romano. Injury prone. I think we need some solid players that come into the team, give their all every game, are available, no fuss, not all over the place on social media. Just get on with it. Just get on with it. It is what it is. Jimmy had said we just finished 46 points behind Liverpool and they've bought Wirtz, Frimpong and Kirkes, and Levy wants to win the Premier League. Well, look, I'm sure you've got Spurs fans knocking Frimpong and Kirkes and, Total Spurs, as I said, we need our John McGinns, Douglas Luiz, our Norgards, Sander Bergs. We need a few of them. Now, when I say that, people go, Savva doesn't want better players. Not said that at all. I think you've got to go and get your Ezes. You've got to get your Semenyos. You've got to get your more flair players. I think you need a few in the midfield that do the job. Look at Kovacic at Man City. Does a job. You know what you're getting from him every game. Solid worker. Every single game. Somebody just sent this to me. He said, glazing Arsenal, that saying is so pathetic. Why can't people understand how transfers work? Arsenal getting Norgard isn't there to change the world. He is there to add the depth that they need. Isn't it crazy? Their depth would be our first team. We need to have an adult talk when it comes to football. Just because it's Arsenal, we shit on everything. It's embarrassing. Spurs sign a player and he's the bollocks. Generational. Arsenal sign a player and he's shit. Grow up, kids. That was just sent to me. Absolutely, absolutely smashed it. Brett, we've got, yeah, Brett. But when we suggested Norgard before he signed for Arsenal, what we heard was, but he's 31, right? What's wrong with that? Why can't we have a 31-year-old in the team? Sorry, do your legs stop working at 31? Scott, absolutely, mate. Scott, I would, mate, all day long. And Scott, here's another example. Last year, Danny and I did a show. We said, Spurs, get Locatelli. Juve were in trouble at the time financially. He was available for 25 million euros. And most of the people, we did a poll, nah, wouldn't want him, wouldn't work in the Premier League, wouldn't be better than Benton. That's where we are. That's where you are. And absolutely, this is the problem. Matt has said so many silly things that no one believes anything he says now. Absolutely, Alan. Absolutely this. Solid performers. Absolutely, Andy. Absolutely. Mate, I wouldn't laugh at this. This is what I'm talking about. Look at Will Hughes. Will Hughes was excellent last season for Crystal Palace. Absolutely. You've got to have these players. Our fans don't want them. Our fans don't want it. They want the sexy name. Big up Philly. So big up my brother from another mother, Savva, and everyone in the chat. It is as if I can predict the transfer window. Who would have thought Norgard would be on the move? Mate, listen, would have been a perfect signing for Tottenham Hotspur. We've got the coach that bought him and made him the captain of Brentford. Absolutely, Keith. Absolutely like this. We've got a blend of comments I agree and disagree with. I like this. Savva, fans have forgotten all the good teams have a blend of youth and experience. We've just been told we need kids and at the clubs just keep buying them for long. I completely agree. Completely agree. You've got to have grafters. You've got to have workers. You've got to have experience. I'm guessing, as I said, I'm guessing that Arsenal's midfield three will be Zubimendi, Rice, and Odegaard. I'm guessing. I don't know. They might still do more business. And then that gives them options, doesn't it? Gives you Norgard, gives you Waneri. Lewis Skelly can play in there. Mikel Merino, Havertz. It gives them options. This is the difference. It gives them options. Not everyone needs to be a needle mover. Not everybody. Spurs need needle movers badly. Matt, but Partey didn't want to be there, right? If Partey doesn't want to be there, how can they keep him? By the way, Partey and Norgard are very different players. You do realise, see, this is the thing, Matt. This is the thing I don't think football fans understand. And I know we all know you've got no nuance. We all know that from your opinions last year where you got everything wrong. Zubimendi and Partey are both number sixes, if you will, but in a very different form. Partey is more of your strength, your power, right? Zubimendi's more of your Rodri, isn't he? Your deep lying, get on the ball, dictate play. Okay. So that tells me that Arsenal will probably play slightly differently. Why do Arsenal get Norgard and Zubimendi right at the beginning of the window, but then we should be looking at 25 million Locatelli? I don't understand that as a question. Then we should be looking at 20. Why do Arsenal get Norgard? I don't understand the question. Can you make that? Matty, feel free to come on. I don't understand that. Make that make sense. I don't see how the two are related. By the way, Locatelli, my understanding is he was 25 million euros last summer. Mate, listen, Jay, I did a video yesterday when I said I'd go for Harvey Elliott. Excellent little footballer. Excellent footballer, Harvey Elliott. Really good player. Got that bit of fight in him. Got that bit of character. Scores goals. Good technically. Can play in multiple positions. Absolute no-brainer for me. Absolute no-brainer. Someone like that. I just think that we look at these teams that do better than us. Who was it yesterday who said to me, I said, imagine if Man United get Cunha and Buemo and Gyökeres. And someone went, I was like, what? What? Look at that front three. Look at that front three. You take it all day long. Well, we don't know. They're different. They're different options, aren't they? I've just explained this. Zubimendi and Norgard are very different footballers to Partey. So it looks like they're going in a different direction, Matt. It's not hard to work out, is it? Zubimendi is a deep lying playmaker. He's a number 6 that gets on the ball, sprays the ball about, right? He's the one that dictates play. Partey's not quite that type of player. Rice said Zubimendi is the Partey replacements, therefore they've upgraded. They've got Rice, Zubimendi, Mourinho, and Norgard as defensive midfield options. Look, Rice can play there, Zubimendi can play there, Norgard can play there. Further forward, you've got Mourinho, Odegaard, Waneri can play there, Havertz can play there. Might be a bench warmer, but look how many games of football they're going to have in the season. He's going to get games. He's going to get games. This is the problem again. Every football fan thinks that every player can play 60 games a season. They get 2 new centred CDMs right at the beginning of the window. Zubimendi and Norgard. They already have Partey and Rice too, but then we have Basuma and we aren't able to get anyone. But then we are looking at Locatelli. No one's looking at Locatelli. Matty, 2 of these. We're talking about last summer. Mate, are you telling me you wouldn't take Locatelli at Tottenham Hotspur? That man would run our midfield. I don't understand the point you're making, Matty. I don't understand the point you're making, mate. Good morning to Emma Morton. How you doing? Hope you're well. Good morning to you. I'm very well, thank you. I hope you are well. Yeah. I just want us to want sensible signings. Matt, please, I'll pay you to go watch another YouTuber. I don't know the answer, Matt, because they're different styles of play. If you want the more powerful midfield, then I want Thomas Partey. If I want a deep lying playmaker, then I want Zubimendi. This isn't difficult to work out, Matt. Yeah, look, we never replaced Dembele. For me, I think as well, we've got to be really careful when we're talking about replacing. Not every player has to be a direct replacement for a player going out. So if we sell Basuma, we don't have to directly replace because we've got a new manager with new tactics who's bringing something different. But, it's not old, is it? At the perfect age. Honestly, it's my face. I feel like the kids of today have been brainwashed into thinking that anyone over 25 is old. Absolutely. There you go, Philly. Thank you. Thank you. Matty, I'm struggling to understand what has Locatelli got to do with what Arsenal are getting? I'm confused. Good morning to Tim Man 007. Good morning out there in Bali. I hope you are well, my friend. Let's go to Cal's corner. Big up to Cal. Really appreciate this. Our main midfielder is Zubimendi. Football is filled with massive babies who cry. People are complaining we aren't getting players in the order they like. Big up to Cal's corner. Look, we're going to talk about this in a minute because optics play a big part with fans. They do. They do. So, for example, if Tottenham's next signing was Kyle Walker-Peters, fans would be really mad. If Spurs signed Eze, Paulinho and Semenyo, then signed Walker-Peters, people would say, I get it, homegrown, club trained, free transfer. Optics are a massive thing in football, a massive thing for football fans. They truly, truly are. But thank you very much, Cal's Corner, for the super chat. And big up to Liberty, Mr. Money Budio or Budio. Big up to you who's become a new member. There's a members-only show tomorrow, by the way. There's going to be a members-only show tomorrow afternoon. I'm not sure what time, but we will have a members-only show tomorrow afternoon. So look out for that. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. And if Cal's Corner can put in a super chat, and Liberty Money Budio can become a member, then outcomes we haven't had a single subscriber throughout the entire show so far. We haven't had a single subscriber for half an hour. That's not good, people. That's not how we roll. That's not how we grow. Please, please, please. There is the link as we're chasing down towards 19,000. There is the link. Let me just pin that so everyone can see it. Here we go. Pin message, live chat. Hang on. Oh, I don't know why that's there. Sorry. Excuse me. Here we go. No. There you go. Okay, we'll put in a poll as well. There you go. So big up to each and every one of you. Please continue to show the love. It does help. Without the love, without the growth, we don't get shows every day. It's just the way it works. Big up to my new channel member. Okay, Savva, hope you're good, mate. Do you believe Norgard is a needle mover, or can he take our midfield to another level? Remember, if he comes, we don't expect more signings because of our numbers. I don't think he's been bought as the needle mover. You've got Zubamendi. You're not going to get Zubamendi and another needle mover in midfield. You've also got Declan Rice, who was a needle mover at 100 million. Not everyone can be a needle mover, so to speak. Not everyone can be that needle mover. Listen, players will come, players will go. But for me, I don't think Arsenal needed to do loads. I think you needed a top midfielder. I think you need a top winger. And I think you need a top striker. And I'm guessing that's where most Arsenal fans are, that they are waiting for that top striker, that top player, the top goal scorer. Thank you to whoever just unsubscribed. Lovely. Really appreciate it. Zubamendi, Norgard and Rice are pretty average, though. No, they're not. They're not average footballers. Come on. What are we doing here? Bader has said Zubamendi is a second coming of Rodri. He's very Rodri-like. I don't think he's on that level. As I've said, for me, Rodri's the best player in the world. So I don't think there's another Rodri out there. Look, well, the thing is, look, we weren't in for Norgard. Matty, you can say they got him over us. We weren't in for him. There's a huge difference. You have to be in for a player for a club to get him over you. We didn't go in for him, mate. There was no bid from Tottenham to Brentford for Norgard. Oh, what's going on? We've just had 4 people unsubscribed. Thanks, guys. That's really, really generous. Really makes it worthwhile putting the shows on every morning. Thank you very much. 27 is coming to your peak usually. Subdue. I agree. I agree. I don't understand now how we're suddenly looking at footballers and thinking they're old when they're 27, 28, 29. Savva, why don't we have ambition? I mean, it's the owners, isn't it? It's the owners. We're going to have to see what happens. We'll have to see what happens. Bader, absolutely. Absolutely. This is spot on. The Rodri ACL injury should be a reminder to every team. Fix your squad depth. Matt, he's a different player. Matt, I can't do it with you. You're boring. Sorry, mate. I've decided you're boring. You're absolutely boring. Listen, as I've said, I'll say it one more time because Matt doesn't seem to listen. If I want a grafter as a number 6, I want Partey. If I want a deep line playmaker who plays as a quarterback, I want Zubamendi. It's really not that difficult to understand. Big up to each and every one of you. Rumours of us being in for Jonathan David again. I haven't seen anyone of note say it. I would like Jonathan David. I don't see it happening. I haven't seen anyone of note say this at all. But who was the source that said it, please? Let me know who the source was so that we can talk about it. We can go and have a look at it. Daryl, this bang on. This is why I love you, Daryl. I've always loved you, mate. When others are being silly, you bring a degree of calm to it. Other teams' midfield is underwhelming, while we have Sarr, Gray, Kulu, Basum. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely, mate. Of course, Jay. And I agree with them. I agree with them. I think in the cold light of day, though, if they go and get a couple of top forwards, they'll look back and go, couple of top forwards, Zubimendi, Kepa as a backup goalkeeper is brilliant business at 5 million, and Norgard for depth in midfield. I think at the moment, until they get that, though, they're going to be like we are, I suppose. Where's our DM? Where's our winger? You know, they're going to be like that. So I get it. I get what football fans are like. All day long, Pete. All day long. Douglas Luiz for me is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Thank you to the person who did just subscribe. Thank you very much. Big up as well to Tweak, who gifted a Football Heritage TV membership to somebody. Let's see if I can find out who that was gifted to. That went to PMZ Films. I like that it went to PMZ. Always says sensible things. I like that. Big up to you. Thank you very much, Tweak. That's very, very generous indeed. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Matty Gay, chat's nonsense, but thank you very much for the super sticker. Thank you, Matty. Really appreciate you. And let us know when you do get your exam results coming in, mate. We'd love to know how you get on. Big up to Paul Watkins, always very, very, very generous. Big up to you, Paul, who's put in the super sticker. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And thank you to the person who's just subscribed as well. Thank you. Really appreciate all of you. And the animal who's been a member for 11 months said, do you think the cash flow issue is an excuse for Levy to not buy ready-made quality players? It doesn't make sense to when we were Champions League and had steady revenue. I don't believe it at all. We're going to come on to this a bit later. I don't believe that there's no money. I don't believe that for a second. And we will get into this. Oh my God, yes, Neil. Oh my, yes, Neil. I've got subscribers mode only on. Don't worry, I have. Yeah, absolutely, Neil. We need some men in there. That's what I said. We need a McGinn. Said that. We need somebody of that ilk. We need a McGinn. We needed a Norgard. Yeah, we needed somebody like that. Even a Tyler Adams type. We need, all of these clubs have got those people in. You've got those men in midfield. Completely agree. Zubi ain't no me moves. He passed the ball sideways. So you mean he keeps the ball moving? Got to understand football a little bit better than that, mate. Come on. That's a very silly thing to say. Experience, Angus. Got to have experience in there. Spurs just want kids. But why is Norgard the replacement for Partey? Surely Norgard is the replacement for Jorginho. Surely Zubimendi is the replacement. Surely the first team player, Zubimendi, is the replacement for the first team player, Partey. And Norgard rotation is backup is the replacement for Jorginho, who is the rotation player. Surely that makes sense. I don't know how you don't get that, Matt. You never seem to get anything. Big up Luke, said, Savva, absolutely love your channel. Watch everyone. I can logged on my account and the missus to smash the like button. Everyone else should be smashing it too. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that, Luke. Listen, when you come here, I give hard-hitting honesty. Yeah, I don't do the fluff. I don't tell everyone what they want to hear just because it's nice. And if I did, I'd probably grow a lot quicker. Honesty. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh my God, every player we sign is amazing and everyone else signs shit. Have you banned me? Ashley, why has somebody banned Ash? Did anybody ban my man Ash from the show? Let me have a look. Community moderation. If anyone's banned my man Ash, I want to know why. Hidden users. God, I've got so many of them. Bear with me 1 second. I just want to quickly flick through. If I showed you oh my gosh, you want to see this. Would you like to see this, guys? Here you go. Look at this. Look at this. This is to show everyone how many people get blocked. By the way, yeah, he's never coming to Spurs. He's never coming to Spurs. Let's be brutally honest, Garcrez. He's never coming to Spurs. Present, share screen. Look, have a look at this. Can everyone see this? Right, this list here is all of my blocked people. Are you ready? Look at this. Look at this. Right, wait for it. So we're going down. Going down. That's not the real ransom bounce, by the way. We're going down. Going down. Going down. Wait for it. Wait for it. Hang on. Let me blow this up a little bit. I'll show you. Can you all see that? Can you all see this? Look at this, right? Have a look at this. Let's see if we get any good ones, shall we? Let's see if we get any good ones. One about Stell there. Show 352 more. So we've already had 200 there. Show 352 more. Where are we? Teachers of the Truth. Love it. Who else is blocked? That's not the Tottenham away, by the way. There's a few good ones with my name on somewhere. Let's have a look. Where are they? Savva is a fraudy. I like that. Savva is fraudy. Billy Horrocks, who remembers that one? Where are we? This is brilliant. Look how many people you have to block. Honestly, look, chat 69 dating site. Brilliant. Savva's father. I like that one. Savva's father. Savva's father. That's good, isn't it? Savva's father. Ash, you back. Ash, you back. What happened? Why was I looking for you being blocked and you're not blocked? Let's have a look while we're here. That's not Saeed TV, by the way. Saeed's not blocked on my channel. Neither is Flawless. These are fake ones. Savva is fraudy again. Wolves F1. Why is Wolves F1 banned? Let's bring that person back. He shouldn't be banned. I'm still standing. Oh, look how many there are. Look how many there are. I think there's one here with a picture of my wife at some point. Crazy. Look at this. Look at these names. Look at them. Look at them. Just everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. I don't know who that is. We'll bring him back. See if he... Some of these you could bring back. You see, Danny D, this is the guy I can guarantee if I bring this guy back, he'll start talking about me apparently being a drunk. I like that. It's quite funny. Dr. Rocco, Savva is a fraudy. The third different Savva is a fraudy account. Love that. There's been 4 that's me flawless accounts. Brilliant. The Ghost of Brian Hill. These are brilliant, aren't they? Aditya. I'll bring him back. We'll see what he says. Some of these people make some great, they say some great things. Perchy nonce. Oh, there's one about Perchy being a nonce. There you go. Well done, Perchy. You've made it. Luke Sky Porker. Jesus Christ. Ange Outers in the mud. Let's bring that person back now that Ange has been sacked. It's so funny. Maybe I should bring these all back and see how long it happens. Look, Matata United, Danny's Direction. Let's bring that person back. Let's see. Rick Rhodes Savva. Oh, how we laugh. How we laugh. Do. I just thought that was funny. We've got some. No, Stell's not blocked. Why would Stell be blocked? Stell's not blocked. Big up, Ash. You owe me an apology. Messaging me saying, have I blocked you? How dare you, Ash? Ashley, how dare you? Oh, madness. Right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, people. I want to give a little bit of a speech here. This is my speech to Daniel Levy. That's not the real Hotspur Hippie. It's not the real Hotspur Hippie. Hotspur Hippie is not blocked. He's more than welcome on my channel. I have no problem with Paul. All right. He's not blocked. He's not blocked. Big up to Dale Fennell. Said, I, Savva, respect your opinion on Spurs a lot. Listen, it's just an opinion. It's just an opinion. And someone purchaser said, you got to let all the YouTube trolls out of YouTube jail. Should we let them all out? God, that would be a madness, wouldn't it? Let them all out and just see what happens. God, you'd spot them a mile off. You'd spot them a million off. How can you abuse Ian? Ian? Who's Ian? Lubo? How can I abuse Lubo? I won't abuse Lubo. Anything football related. Yeah, most of those people, by the way, Matt, weren't blocked for football. Most of those people are blocked because they just say ridiculous things. And yeah, and Ben probably blocked nearly all. I would absolutely take Harvey Elliott at Tottenham Hotspur. I think he's a wonderful little player. I would take him at Spurs all day long. Oh, these people crack me up. Anyway, just so anyone knows, that's how it works. When you lot say, oh, I think I've been blocked, that's what YouTubers do. We go to our block list and we see who's been blocked. Now, when it's blocked, it'll be blocked between me, people like Ben Kaufman, people like that are my managing mods can block people for good. Most people just got put in a timeout. Big up to George, who has been a member for 22 months. 22 months. Love the channel. I can see it's hard work at times. It's hard work all the time, George. It really is. You just have to battle with the likes of Matty K and Reezy and Matt and the people that just, I think it's a lot of people who aren't getting the attention they need elsewhere. And they come to football chats and they need to say, they can never have a sensible conversation. Everything is madness. Absolutely madness. Big up to my boy Corey. Corey, you're coming to the barbecue. The barbecue is in what, 25 days? Quickly work that out. So have 23, 24 days. Yeah. Big up, Corey. Big up to you, my man. I hope you're well. Hope your little boy's okay as well. Ellie. Yeah, the 7-point Lubo manifesto is coming to a screen near you. I bloody love Lubo. Look, the fact that Lubo and I are about to start a new channel together, me, Lubo, Sean, Stell, and Johnny from Football Inc. I mean, madness. Is Savva getting cooked at the barbecue? Nah, they'll try. They'll come. They'll soar. Sorry, they came, they saw, they didn't conquer. Do we bring our own grub? I mean, I'll provide a lot of grub, but yeah, I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of people who are going to need everyone to bring some food and drink. Guys and girls, I am going to reel off right now my message so that people understand what I think about Tottenham and Levy and the ownership. By the way, so just so you know, hang on, press escape. Why have I gone into full screen mode? Just so you know, when you see people like this, right? Where is it? When you see people like this is why they invented the block button. Dicky Dick. Did he just say the fight between him and Ian didn't? What? Ian and I had a heated debate, and you think that there was a fight? So people like that, unfortunately, they have to go into a timeout. Anyway, this is going to be no, nothing's happened. Henry's just not really doing Tottenham content at the moment. So no, nothing's happened. Nothing's happened at all. Did I pay on? Hang on, sorry, bear with me 1 second. Hang on. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Somebody trying not to pay me for work I've done for them. Sorry. Please bear with me. Yeah, so Henry's doing his thing. I feel like every time somebody doesn't work together, can't just automatically think that everyone's fallen out. It just doesn't work like that. It's absolutely madness. You've got to remember that when we as YouTubers, when we have football debates, it's live on screen, right? It's live on screen. You've got to remember, you lot have debates down the pub or with your mates. It's just no one sees it. We do it live on screen and everyone thinks, oh, they've fallen out over it. I'm not going to fall out with someone because they might like Solanke and I don't. I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah, listen, I'm going to say this right now. Here's my message. I am getting fed up of Tottenham Hotspur taking fans for a ride. I'm getting absolutely fed up that we go into every window feeling this anxiousness, this paranoia that, is this the one? Is this the window? Is this the time that Daniel Levy and the board are going to act like a big club? Is this the window where we go, right, this is why we moved into the new stadium. This is what we were promised, that we were building the stadium so that we could compete with the big clubs, so that we could put our money where our mouth is, so that we could win titles, so that we could win Champions Leagues, at least build towards it. And yet again, it's only the 26th of June, but straight away, other clubs are making statements. Chelsea already got the striker in they need. Arsenal already got in the midfielder they want. Yes, they need a striker, but already got in a Zubimendi. Liverpool, Florian Wirtz, the club record signing out of 120 million, whatever they paid for him. Man City already building out their new squad. Man United, Underwhelming should be wrapped up in the next few days, according to Ornstein and the likes. Cunha is already through the door. So I ask you, Tottenham Hotspur, where are we? Where are we acting like this big club? Where are we saying, there's our 4 or 5 targets for the first team. Let's make a move. And I'm not saying they're all going to come in June. But where's the statement? Where's the let's show these fans? Let's show these loyal fans who watch through thick and thin, turn up through thick and thin, travel the length of the country, travel across Europe, buy their shirts, fill out that stadium, buy that beer that fills up from the bottom, pay for those overly ridiculous priced shirts. Where is that signing for those fans to show them we mean business? This window's different. Where's that signing? We're not even in talks. Like, we know when big clubs are in talks. We know that Underwhelming is in talks because Ornstein said it, Romano said it, Plettenberg said it. Where are we in talks with anyone? Where are we in talks? I'm not talking about £5 million 20-year-olds. That's fine. I've got no problem with doing that. I've got no problem with Danso coming in for 20-odd million euros, whatever it is. But where's the signings that show we are serious? And no, I don't expect Tottenham Hotspur to bring in world-class players. I don't think those players are going to be attracted to Tottenham. But where are the next level down? Where are those players that come in straight away to the first 11 and relegate first 11 players into squad players? Where's that ambition? Where's the drive? Where's the push? Where's that determination? Where's that message, that signal of intent? The signal of intent. Where's that signing that gets all the Spurs fans on the same page? Where's the Eze, where if you signed him tomorrow, the whole fan base, let's be honest, would be like, yes, Yes, that signing unifies us. It unites us. It brings us together, whatever terminology you're comfortable with. Where's that signing? Instead, we've gone easy again, haven't we? Danso, we knew. I'm not bothered by the Danso. We knew was a loan with an obligation. Easy, 20 million, good, solid centre half. Cool, that's fine. That was last year's business rolling over. Tell. I won't give my opinion on Tell, but again, Tell was a nice, easy deal to do because Bayern owed us money. It was easy to do. It was Spurs all over. Hang on, Bayern owe us money. We can get this player without actually laying out any money at the front end. We don't have to put a deposit down, so to speak, because they owe us money. So it was a nice deal to do. It was a lazy deal to do. You could scout around the whole of world football and find players better than Matisse Tell for 10 million, 15 million. And we've spent 10 million on a loan and then a further 30 odd million, whatever it is, in a transfer fee, plus with a 5 million in add-ons. This isn't intent, Tottenham Hotspur. And those fans that say, I'm happy with signings like that, that's not intent. The Takai signing, which is the first signing of the window, if we're going to be brutally honest, I'm not bothered by it because it's 5 million. It's one of those where we always say Brentford, Brighton, Bournemouth, they make these signings. Why don't we? You bring them in for 5 million. You build them up. It's almost like renovating a house. You buy a house for 100 grand. You renovate it for another 100. You flip it for 300. You've made yourself 100 grand. I've got no problem with that. But these signings don't kick us on. So my question to Daniel Levy, to Vinay Venkatesham, to Charrington, who's gone in as a non-exec board director, to Joe Lewis, to the Lewis Trust Fund, to all of these people. Where's our ambition? You can sit there. You can sit there in a set-up PR media stunt going, oh, you love wine. Oh, yeah, but I don't know wine as much as you love wine. I've never seen anyone work as hard as you. Oh, failure's not an option. Spurs winning the Europa League's not enough. We want Premier Leagues. We want Champions Leagues. And then the very next couple of days, you sign Tell. And then you sign a 20-year-old. So which one is it? Do you mean what you say? Do you want the best for Tottenham Hotspur? Where are those signings? Now, yes, right now I know anyone watching this is going to say, Savva, the window's not shut yet. And of course, I understand that. Unfortunately, as Will Young said, once bitten, twice as shy. Well, I'm not once bitten. You lot aren't once bitten. You're twice, thrice, 100 times, 1,000 times. We're 1,000 times bitten, but we're not shy. We're annoyed. We're angry. We've been hurt before in football terms. We've seen this before. The war chest. Things are going to be different this window. Show us. Show us that it's going to be different this window. Not with Tells, not with Dansos, not with Takais. Show us. Go and get experienced pro footballers. Go and bring in players that make us better. Go and bring in players that make that 11 better immediately. I don't want to see YouTube videos from YouTubers talking about how this 18-year-old revolutionizes football, how this 18-year-old is doing insane things. Oh my God, you'll never guess what this 17-year-old on loan did. I don't want to see that. There are people like Lubo. He supported Spurs for how many years now? 50, 60 years? He's bored of hearing this. I've supported Spurs for 40 years. I'm bored of hearing this. But We must have this window. I'm not saying we won't have it, but we need to see it. We need to see it. The next signing that Spurs bring in, it can't be another 20-year-old kid. It cannot be another Matisse Tell. It needs to be a statement of intent. It needs to be a signing or two where we all go, yes, we're going in the right direction. Because otherwise, talk is cheap. There's already people berating Frank. He must get top 4 or 5. But with this squad, with Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, City, Man United, all strengthening. Newcastle putting in bids left, right and centre for players. Villa will make their move. And suddenly people are saying, well, if Thomas Frank doesn't get top 4 or 5, he's failed. This squad needs surgery. And I love Thomas Frank. You all know that. My issue is nothing to do with Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank, for me, will coach us better. He will make us hard to beat. He will give us an identity, a philosophy, patterns of play. He will give us different styles and different tactics for different opposition. I have no problem with Thomas Frank. I wanted Thomas Frank. But I can't expect the man to perform miracles. Right now, Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Chelsea are so far above us. It is unreal. That's just the 4. That's the top 4. That doesn't even add in Aston Villa, Newcastle, Man United, who Man United finished above us, by the way. Manchester United finished 4 points above Spurs. And what have they done? Mbuemo, Cunha, possibly Gyökeres. And I'm sure they're going to do more. And they're going to be playing 1 game a week. So if Spurs really, truly want to get back in to that hunt for the Champions League, I'm not saying it's a given, but if we want to get back into that hunt for the top 5, we need to give managers the best fighting chance to do that. And these other clubs are strengthening, and we are not. Tell doesn't make us stronger than we were last year. He was here last year. Danso doesn't make us stronger than last year. He was here last year. Takai, 20 years old. I don't know. As I said, he could be the greatest signing ever. But does he automatically walk in at centre-back and make us stronger? So I'll round out this. I'll round out this speech, if you will, by saying this. Tottenham aren't the biggest club in the world. We are not City. We are not Liverpool. We're not Arsenal. We're not Chelsea. We're not United. But with hard work, sensible signings, a couple that walk into this first team, even if it's two players that go boom, straight into the 11 and upskill us, anything is possible. I'm not talking about winning titles, baby steps. But we're currently sitting 17th in the Premier League because of the awful regime we've just seen. We are 17th in the Premier League. We have a lot of catching up to do. It's like snakes and ladders. And we found that snake and we went right away from the top to the bottom. And we now need to find those ladders. We now need to go out there and start working our way. If we look at the league table from last year, the first set of circumstances should be right. Brentford and Fulham finished 10th and 11th. There's your first target. Get to those guys, right? Now we've got to kick on to the Brightons, the Forests and the Bournemouths in 7th and 8th and 9th. There's your second lot that you need to overtake. That's the second lot that you need to overtake. Now you're up with the big boys. Now you're up with Villa, Newcastle, Chelsea, Arsenal, City, Liverpool as the title holders. That's what we need to do. That's exactly what Tottenham Hotspur need to do. Will we do it? Will we do it? There's the question I'm asking you all as Spurs fans. Yes, it's the 26th of June. Yes, Spurs' financial year doesn't start until July. But how many of you believe in your heart of hearts? How many of you believe that we're going to see a couple of big signings? How many of you believe that we're going to have the players in place ready for pre-season, ready to go to South Korea? How many of you believe that? Because I want to believe it. And that 5% of me that is the kid in me wants to believe that. The Spurs enthusiast from all those years ago that believes Spurs are the greatest club in the world believes we're going to do that. But the grown-up in me, the adult in me, the Spurs fan who's been bitten 1,000 times in me, the fan that's seen how Daniel Levy and ENIC act for 24, 25 years, that fan in me tells me we're not going to do it. And I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong so much. I want next week, the week after, that Spurs go, there you go. Boom. There's Eze. Boom. There's Semenyo or Kudus. I'm just fill the blanks in with the names you want. Boom. There's a Paulinho. I want to believe that we do that. I want to believe that we go into this season saying, that's a good team we've got there. That manager should be competing for the top 5. That's what I want to believe. At the moment, I just don't know if I believe it. The immediate signing of Matisse Tell told me so much. It told me that we're lazy. It told me that we're not backing a manager. It told me that we've not scouted properly. Then to follow it up with a 20-year-old, and by the way, looks good on the videos, but it told me immediately that the club talk a lot and that we don't act. I'll leave that little speech there. But Thomas Frank has a massive job to do here. And I think everyone needs to get behind him. The things that I'm being said about Thomas Frank, I think are actually disgusting. This is a hard-working manager who lives, breathes, and eats football. This is a fantastic coach. We know the limitations that any manager coming into Tottenham has. But you know what? Get behind him. Let him coach. Let him build. Let him grow. And don't be blinded by the Europa League. We won the Europa League, but to do that, we had to be the worst I've ever seen Tottenham to do that. That's where Frank is picking us up from. He's got a big job to do, and we need to help him do it as a fan base and, more importantly, the ownership. Anyway, let me get to some super chats. Sorry, that's where I am, guys. I hear every day. I hear people every single day saying, "How Savva thinks this. You don't want trophies. You don't want this. You this. You that." That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I want to win every trophy. I want to win every title. I want to win everything. What fans get annoyed at me about is the difference between me being understanding and mature enough to say, well, that's not going to happen every year, then makes them say, you don't want trophies. Of course I want trophies. Tottenham aren't going to win trophies every year. No one does. No club wins trophies every year, especially not Tottenham. Anyway. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you enjoyed that little speech. For me, I felt it needed to be said. I want Spurs to be the best team in the world. But we've got to get behind the manager as a fan base and as the ownership. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Someone sent me an invoice, but sent me it wrong. So, listen, that's where I'm at with Spurs. That's where I'm at. And I'm passionate about Spurs. I know I constantly get told I'm a fake fan. I don't really support Spurs, which is silly. That's where I'm at with it. Do I believe that hiring Thomas Frank changes the whole club? No. Do I think it changes certain aspects? Yes. He's a great coach. He's a great coach. He's a great manager. But to win things regularly, things have to change. And it's all well and good saying we won a trophy last year, but this year we don't have that trophy to fall back on people, do we? We don't have that trophy. We're in the Champions League. We're in the Champions League. That's the trophy we're in this year. And if that speech doesn't deserve more likes, I don't know what will. Big up to Ellie, who said we're a unique club in so many ways, Savva. We've been pioneers of the game from non-league, winning the FA Cup to the club at that time, doing the double for 64 years, our push and run style. Listen, we all love our club, right? This is the problem. We all love the club so much. And we just want to see that same energy put in by Daniel Levy and the owners. And whether or not I saw yesterday that maybe ENIC for the first time the first time properly ever, will have to dip into their own pockets. Cool. Dip into your own pockets then. Dip into your own pockets. Other clubs do it. Why can't we do it for once? Well, you need to be special or you need to be absolutely shit, throw every other game and have an easy cup run in the Europa League, Reezy. So, it's different. And we agree on this. He does hamstring every manager. We know he does. And that's why it's for him to show to us. It's for him to show to us. It's for him to show to us that he means it. Matt, it's not about a free hit. I don't believe in free hits. I just think he's got a lot of work to do. He's got a lot of work. He's actually got to implement a system. We've not had a system of play for 2 years under Ange. He's got to implement a system. He's got to make us hard to beat. He's got to make, like he said, he has got to make White Hart Lane a fortress. He's got to try and get there. Now, that's not going to happen overnight. That's not going to happen overnight, is it? Making White Hart Lane a fortress. But what we can't do, we can't have what Ange had last year. 10 defeats at White Hart Lane. It's the height of embarrassment. That's what he's picked up. That's what he's picked up. He's picked up a club that don't win at home. He's picked up a club that don't win away. He's picked up a club that can't defend and concede goal after goal after goal after goal. I mean, listen, if you had said to me at the beginning of the window, the beginning of last season, that we're going to have Alkmaar, Frankfurt, Bodo Glimt and Man United to win it, yeah, that's easy. I'm taking it all day long. Yeah, all day long. This season is going to be one very much about putting the building blocks in place, implementing a system. I've said this for ages. I truly don't believe that I think the Europa League win has glazed over how bad we were. So many football fans and Spurs fans are not understanding just how far backwards we've gone in the last 2 years, because the trophy has masked everything. It's masked that no youth players are coming through. It's masked that no one's getting better, no coaching, no tactics, that the defense can't defend, that there's no midfield patterns. It's masked everything. It's not about a season of rebuilding. It's not about a season of rebuilding. We've got to build. He's not rebuilding from anything. He's picked up from a manager that's left us 17th and the team can't defend. This team gets beaten every week. That's what he's picking up. So for all those that wanted Ange to stay, that's what this man has got to pick up from. Of course he won't, because he's not in the Europa League, Andrew. Matt, stop. I've already answered it. There's no free hit. It's silly, childish things like this, Matt. Stop. You've asked that. I answered it. There's no free hit. This is a grown-up football club. We don't say childish things like free hit. What he's got to do is come in, get us up that table, implement a style, a philosophy, build a team. Then the next year you go again. You've got to build year on year. You've got to build year on year. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If he ends up going in 2 years, he ends up going in 2 years. That's life. So when do you make a decision on Frank? There's no decision to be made. There's no decision to be made. The man needs time. The man doesn't need 5 games. What are we doing here? Can't judge the manager after 5 games of football. This man needs time. He is picking up an utter mess. He is picking up a shambles. Big up to Barbaric Disdain. Big up to you, my man. Thank you. I can. Because everything is relative. For what he's done at Brentford, he's been a great manager. Now, he's at Spurs. He needs to go again. How comes you can always tell all these young kids like Matty and Matt. How comes Ange didn't need time? Ange had time. Ange had 2 years. Breezy, please stop. Please stop. Fans need us to get back up the table, mate. Trophies are a bonus. Dan, thank you. Bringing some actual reason, nuance. Everyone, how many Spurs fans after 10 games? Oh my God, we're winning the league. He's a great manager. How many people, Dan, like me and you, sat there and said, slow down, wait, let it sink in. No, he's brilliant. Get on board the Ange train. And then we just went, bup, 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 bup. Can't give a manager 5 to 10 games. You can't give a manager that short time. You've got to see what a manager does over a period of time. You've got to see in the first 3 to 6 months, what has the manager implemented? What has he implemented? What does the back 4 look like now that he's had time to work with them? How does Spurs look on the transition? How good are we going forward? What's his substitutions like in-game? What's his in-game management like? How's he coping with 1 game in midweek, 1 game at the weekend? You can't judge that in 5 to 10 games. Kip, you're absolutely bang on. They've spent so much time playing PlayStation, they don't get it. Ash, exactly. I'm not saying, by the way, he's going to win his first game at Spurs against Burnley. But yeah, absolutely. I agree, Sophie. I agree. I think it's crazy. And this is the problem. As I said, too many people went so early. Too many people went so early on Ange. Oh my God, look at these first 10 games. But then we saw after for the next 2 years that he couldn't coach, that we weren't getting better as a team. Thank you for the trophy. Thank you for the cup run you had. But that's gone now. Big up, Mark. Football can't be worse. It can't be. It won't be. I'm interested in seeing how he gets that midfield. Well, because straight away he'll give them a platform to work off. Straight away, he won't have the midfield running about like headless chickens. And if you don't have people running around like headless chickens, you've got half a chance. That midfield under Ange never stood a chance. Sarr running around all over the shop, Bergvall not being given a position, Bentancur and Basuma being played out of position. Exactly. He's got to coach them now. He's got to get them back to some sort of normality. I mean, as I said, Sophie, I'll have a look at who Spurs bring in as to before I talk about where we're going to finish in the league. Right now, we're miles off it. Everyone else is strengthening. We're miles off it. So we'll see. See, Rob, I think this is the important thing for me. And again, if anyone's ever worked or been involved in any sort of coaching, what you try and implement doesn't, you know, Thomas Frank doesn't rock up for one pre-season and then suddenly we're amazing. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. This man needs to get into those players and rip out all the bad habits that have been put into them for the last 2 years. He needs to rip out all the mentality from fans like Matt, who have said, don't worry about losing this week. He needs to rip out that mentality. When people are saying, will fans have the patience? Matt, we're in the predicament we are because fans like you said it's okay to lose every week. Absolutely, Joe. It was. Last year, the cup win for me was soured. It was really soured because of how crap we were to watch, because of all the games we lost. You're thinking of Ardan Jashari, who's in talks with AC Milan, top player. Big up to George, who's just put in a super sticker. Thank you very much, George. You've always been very, very generous to me. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you, mate. And I'm sure you'll be there tomorrow for the members only show. Thank you very much, mate. He's come back in again and said, just wanted to donate to the channel. Thank you very much, George. I truly believe that my speech might get a few more likes and subs, but it didn't. Thank you for the 3 new subscribers today. And only 240 likes. Come on, people. There's 500 of you in here. 240 likes. Big up to you, George. Thank you very much. And big up to Gary, Malt and Barley saying we deserve better. Yes, we do. We do deserve better. Absolutely. We do deserve better. We deserve better than 17th. We deserve better than signing Matisse Tells. We deserve better. No, Matt, because you said every time we lost, you found an excuse for it. I don't find excuses for losing. Big up, Sophie. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You can't polish a turd. You can only coach players to their level. We keep buying crap. We won't be winning anything again. Well, listen, I don't expect Spurs to win anything this season. I don't. I think Frank's got a massive job to change the club this year. Now, you've got Champions League. We don't have Europa League. I keep saying this. And people that keep saying, oh, if he doesn't do what Frank did, sorry, bear with me 1 second. One second, sorry. He's got a lot of work to do. Got a lot of work to do. And too many fans that are suddenly going, oh, well, we've won one trophy now. We have to win one every year. That's not how it works. If you're Liverpool, if you're City, yeah, you expect a trophy every year. And even then they don't. But to say Spurs, oh, we expect a trophy every year. I mean, sure, I'd love a trophy every year, but it doesn't work like that. I think he's a quality player. I think he's a quality player. Curtis Jones all day long. I can't see anyone getting him out of Liverpool. I'd take Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott. Yeah, I think they've got some good players there that might leave to have more first team football. So look, what I'm going to say is this, guys and girls. I'm not going to sit here and talk about where Spurs should finish next season. I'll wait until we've seen the transfer window before we start talking about that. But I think what we've got to do is, I want to bring football fans, and I know this is a huge ask, back to a place of reality, back to a place of being sensible, thinking that every manager can win every trophy. It's madness. Liverpool and City are going to gobble everything up. Behind that, you've got Chelsea and Arsenal. Behind that, you've got Man United, Newcastle, Villa, Spurs. Behind that, you've got Brighton, Brentford, Bournemouth, Palace, Fulham. You've got to be realistic with it. And unfortunately, whenever I'm realistic, it's, oh, you're not a real fan. You're not a real fan, Savva, because you're realistic. I went on Sean's channel last night, and the first two people in the chat went, oh, here he is, the guy that doesn't like trophies. You know, when you're like, I've supported Tottenham for 40 years. 40 years. And I'm getting people in chat rooms saying, oh, you don't want trophies. Like, what do we do? What do we do with that? Oh, Marius, we're miles beyond. Look, I mean, if we just take Newcastle and Villa, for example. So Newcastle and Villa both finished on 66. Spurs finished what? Okay. Spurs finished 28 points behind Newcastle and Villa. 28 points. Spurs finished 10 wins behind those two clubs. And those two clubs aren't even serial winning clubs. So now have a look at the clubs that are serial winning clubs. Like it or not, my reputation, what? Because of idiots like you on the internet. Why would people think I don't like trophies? It makes no sense. Alan, you know, as I said, I don't have a second team, but it would be Charlton down the road. Their training grounds down the road. I used to work for Charlton for years and years and years, mate. Riggs said, I don't get why we can't kick on from the cup win and try and push for a Carabao Cup. Surely that's not unrealistic after seeing Palace and Newcastle. Sure, but Riggs, the problem is you've got Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, Newcastle, Villa. All of these teams will also be saying, all of these teams will also be saying, I don't know why we can't just win a trophy. Sure, not everyone can win it. It depends on the run you get to the final. It depends on the opposition you face. It depends on the injuries that you have at the time when you play said teams. Depends on their injuries. You know, it's mad. I get it, Riggs. Yeah, I obviously want to win the FA Cup. I want to win the League Cup, but we can't just say, oh, we've won one trophy. We'll win one every year. Well, Matt, there are 10 teams better than us currently because of how badly we've been coached for 2 years. Yes. Because of how badly we've been set up. Yes, there are. Exactly, Gus. People equating wanting Ange out to not wanting trophies need committing, as if Postecoglou is winning anything in the future of note. Europa was a layup. I agree. Craziness. Big up to a user, always here. How you doing, my man? Hey, Savva, hope you're well. Same crap was Levy. All decent signings will be gone before we act. Same old every time. Why are we not surprised? Look, we'll see. There's time, but as I said in my little speech there, we have got to kick on. And no, Matt, again, no, not everyone in that top 10 has got a better quality squad than us. Forest don't, Brighton don't, Bournemouth don't, and Brentford don't. So, no, Matt, there aren't 10 better football teams than us in squad quality. No, just stop. Mate, honestly, he's relentless. His love for Ange is relentless. Problem is, Savva, Ange, although winning a trophy, made the fan base split down the middle, which resulted in so much. Yeah, I agree with you, Rob. I do agree with you, mate. No, they're not. You're not taking. No, you're not. You're not taking Brentford's squad over ours. No, you are not. No, stop. Oh, God, I'm just going to block both these Matt accounts. They're just doing my head in. I'm blocking both the Matt accounts. They're doing my head in. Sorry, I put them both into. I don't care. Matt says stupid shit every day. I truly believe that they are him. Oh, he'll never come on live, mate, because he knows that he'll get absolutely ruined. Anyway, guys. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. We'll keep going. We keep plugging away. Whatever window we have, we're going to be here as fans supporting. Going to get behind Thomas Frank, see what he can do. In the poll, have you subscribed yet? 312 votes. 88 said they had subscribed. 12% said they were doing it now. Yet only 3 subscribers. That can't be 12%. Guys, I try my best to put on content for you. Real, honest content. People don't want to subscribe, then don't. But we're trying. Yes, Angus, I'll be doing a watch-along for Juventus Man City tonight. I will be doing a watch-along. Juventus versus Man City. Just going to have a little look, just check, see if anything's been posted by Romano and the likes. Pepper has undergone a medical at Arsenal. Seen that. Yusufa Makoko to Copenhagen. Understand Villarreal left back Sergi Cardona has a 15 million release clause. Blah blah blah. Chelsea and Bino Gittins are in Chelsea, and Dortmund are in direct contact again about Bino Gittins. Edison has said, my future is at Man City. I'm not leaving. There you go. Norgard has been authorised to undergo a medical at Arsenal. Inter and Monterrey are both qualified for the next round of the Club World Cup after finishing first and second in their group. And that's about it, people. That's about it for today. Listen, we need something, don't we? I think as Spurs fans, we need something. We need something good. I might be. I've got the vets at 3:30, so it depends on what time I get back, mate. Depending on what time I get back, I'll be on there with you, but I'm not sure what time I'll be getting back. Got to take the pug to the vets. Big up. I'm guessing this is Wolfie, right? Big up to you, my man. Big up, Wolfie. Or it might not be. Which one of you boys is it? Which one of you boys is it? I don't know if he's good again. I tell you what, though, as a second keeper, that's a great signing, isn't it? It's a great signing. Savva, go on holiday, mate. Every time you're away, yeah, that is true. If anyone wants to pay for me to go on holiday, You know, building up your own business is not easy. So if anyone wants to pay for me to go on holiday, then feel free to send me through some cash. Big up to you, Wolfie. Thanks, mate. Hope you're well. What are you making of the whole Alanga situation, Wolfie? Savva, thoughts on our new black kit? Let's go and have a look at this new black kit, shall we? Spurs in a black kit. Let's have a look. I've seen it before. 25, 20, 26 away kit revealed. Should we have a look at it together? Let's all have a look at it together. Okay. Let's have a look. I'll bring it up on screen. Let's bring it up. Here we go. So this is the kit. In darkness we dare. Can you see that? In darkness we dare. How dramatic. There we go. Right. There you go. Can only show you X amount of the clip because of copyright. There you go. There's Sonny in the black kit. Have a look. Looks like a tea towel, doesn't it? I'm not sure. Not sure how I feel about it. I don't mind the black kit, by the way. I don't mind it. In darkness we dare. You got to love Tottenham. Our PR is unrivaled. In darkness we dare. As we're signing people like Matisse Tell. Oh, God. Yeah, after 22 defeats, yeah, we've got a black kit for the morning of our Premier League campaign last year. Go on, Tottenham. Go on, Tottenham. I'm not sure. That sleeve sponsor spoils it. I didn't even pay attention. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, is it Kraken? Yeah, it looks like Pac-Man. You remember? Anyway, I mean, I'm showing my age there. Anyone remember the computer game Pac-Man? I'm sure it went around just eating things. Anyone? Pac-Man? Anybody? Anybody in the chat? Daniel Griffith said the black kit is amazing compared to last year's pajamas kit. Oh, dearie me, the best away kit. Ben K has said would look better if the badges and the sponsors were satin black on black. I love it. And with grey, wearing it would be better. Obsessed with Archie Gray. Obsessed with Archie Gray. It's weird. Great game, wasn't it, Swanex? Great game. The old Pac-Man. I'm trying to think of the music they used. What was the Pac-Man music? Hang on. I need to know. What was the music for the computer game Pac-Man? Here you go. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. I'm just going to... I don't know why they're making me watch an advert. I've got YouTube Premium. I don't know why they've made me watch an advert there. That's annoying. I've got YouTube Premium. Yeah, Pac-Man was a great game, wasn't it, for all concerned? Sophie, you're not old enough for Pac-Man, surely. Come on. Lubo played Pac-Man on pen and paper. Oh, let Lubo know that you said that. Here we go. But she just sent me this. Oh, okay, so... I'm not sure how I feel about it. I feel like it might be. I feel like it might be better on than it looks. I feel like it might be better on than it looks. Sorry. What? Space Invaders, great game. Guys and girls, I'll have a couple of videos later. I will be back this evening at, let me just double check. It is tonight, isn't it? It is Juventus Man City tonight. World Club Cup. Yeah, I'm going to do a Juventus Man City watch along. So I'll probably be live from about 7:45 for the watch along. And I think that should be good. Juventus, done well the other night. Yildiz scored a hat-trick. And by the way, did anyone see the goal by Yildiz? Wow. Of course I remember Space Invaders. That's why, yeah, it didn't come through my YouTube app. Okay, right, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yep. Thank you. That makes sense. You would think being a YouTuber, I might know that, but I didn't. If anyone's interested in watching that tonight, we'll be watching that together. Tetris. God, I'm reading a comment. Juventus versus Manchester City to see who wins the group. Should be a good game. Would I take Yildiz? I would absolutely take Yildiz. I can't see him leaving Juventus anytime soon, though. Big up to the Two Mark Show with a super sticker. Thank you very much, Cookie. Really appreciate that. That's very, very generous of you. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much to Daniel Field, who also joined in the super sticker train. If anyone else wants to do the super sticker train, you've got about 5 minutes before the show ends. Give me a score prediction for tonight. Juventus versus Man City. And by the way, the scary thing was Man City changed their 11, I think, entirely from game 1 to game 2. I'm just checking that I'm right with that. Let me just look at their lineup against Wydad. Yeah. Edison, Lewis, Reese, Ake, O'Reilly, Reinders, Cherky, Foden, Doku, Marmoush, blah, 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 Savino. And then against Al Alin, their lineup was Ortega, Akanji, Kusanov, Vardio, Nouri, Nico, Nunes, Gundogan, Echeverri, Haaland, Silva. Man City made 11 changes from one game to the next. They have some fun, some players, don't they? They really, really do. 2-2 says Marios. I don't know who you want me to block. There's loads. Big up to Danny Kiriakou. Live Loud, Savva, VAR. Spurs have cash flow issue. What a surprise. Man City are going to thump them 4-0. What I did notice the other day is Juventus, they were easily got at the back. And he thinks 3-2. 6-9 says Donna Cullen. You can always rely on Donna Cullen to come out of a sensible thing. Let's be honest, Pac-Man was boring. Yeah, but for its time, it was groundbreaking. Guys, girls, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for all your likes, all your subscribers. Thank you for all of the super chats, all of the super stickers. If anyone hasn't subscribed, I'll just put the link in. Please do. There's the link. I'm sure you haven't all subscribed. Please help the channel grow. We are only 324 away from 19,324 away. There is the link. Please smash it. Let's hope for some Spurs news soon. But as always, take care and come on, you Spurs.